Hey everyone! So MAC released their third and final holiday collection, Irresistibly Charming, on October 27th online and October 29th in stores. The collection featured a series of different lip gloss, patent polish, and pigment sets. The products featured special edition turquoise, purple, and blue metallic packaging, including the hard shell boxes that they came housed in. As most of you already know, pigments are such versatile products that can be used with mixing mediums to create eyeliners and glosses, mixed to create nail polishes, and applied dry or wet to intensify the color and finish. The possibilities are truly endless. The glitters included in the sets aren't technically safe for use in the eye area, so for anyone left wondering, you can always use them on other parts of the body, hair, nails, etc., just as some examples. I picked up all three of the pigment sets from the collection, so let's just get into it. First off, we have the Irresistibly Charming Pigment and Glitter set in gold, which retailed for $35 US, $42 in Canada, and contained 0.32 ounces of product. Naked is a light beige with hints of peach, warm undertones, and a pearl finish. The texture was finely milled, soft, and blended smoothly across the skin. When applied dry, it was rather weightless, so it did have issues adhering to the skin, and when used wet, it was more opaque and had a nice pearl sheen. Naked lasted 8 hours before fading. Blonde's Gold is a light to medium sand gold with warm undertones and a frosted finish. The texture was soft, smooth, finely milled, and blended out easily. When used dry, it was mostly opaque, but it was more prone to fallout. When used wet, it was more pigmented and had a stronger sheen. Blonde's Gold lasted 8.5 hours before fading. Out All Night is a medium to dark brown gold with warm undertones and a frosted metallic finish. The texture was finely milled, soft, smooth, and easy to blend. When applied dry, it was opaque, and when used wet, the only way I can really describe it is that it became liquid gold. It was incredibly smooth, richly pigmented, and metallic. Out All Night lasted 9 hours before fading. Reflex Bronze is a brightened orange bronze with warm undertones and a very fine texture. This was the glitter of the gold set, and it's not safe for use in the eye area. Next up, we have the Irresistibly Charming Pigment and Glitter set in blue, which retailed for $35 US, $42 in Canada, and contained 0.32 ounces of product. Warm Snow is a pale off-white with subtle warm undertones and a pearl finish. The texture was incredibly silky, finely milled, and blended out smoothly. When applied dry, it had great color payoff that could easily be sheared or built, and when used wet, it had a much stronger frosted sheen. Warm Snow lasted 9 hours before fading. Silver Fog is a medium silver with cool undertones and a frosted finish. The texture was soft, smooth, and blended out across the skin easily. When used dry, it had great pigmentation, and when applied wet, it became fully opaque and took on a much stronger, shiny metallic finish. Silver Fog lasted 9 hours before fading. Naval Blue is a dark navy blue with hints of purple, cool undertones, and a frosted finish. The texture was soft, smooth, easy to work with, and blend out. When applied dry, it had nice color payoff, and when applied wet, it became smoother, more pigmented, and vibrant. Naval Blue lasted 9 hours before fading. Blues is a medium to dark blue with cool undertones and a chunky texture. This is the glitter that comes in the blue set, and it's not safe for use in the eye or lip area. And last but not least, we have the Irresistibly Charming Pigment and Glitter set in purple, which again retails for $35 US, $42 in Canada, and contains 0.32 ounces of product. Pink Opal is a pale opalescent white with warm undertones and a pearl finish. The texture was silky, finely milled, and blended out smoothly. When applied dry, the shade had nice pigmentation that was easy to shear or build, and when it was used wet, it had a much stronger pink sheen. Pink Opal lasted 9 hours before fading. Kitschmas is a light pink lavender with neutral undertones and a frosted finish. The texture was quite chunky, and it was more difficult to apply smoothly. When used dry, it did require a bit of working into the skin to break the product down. It was also more prone to fallout, and of course, when used wet, it did become a tad smoother, and it did take on a stronger metallic finish. Kitschmas lasted 8.5 hours before fading. Rich Purple is a darkened plum purple with cool undertones and a matte finish. The texture was incredibly soft, smooth, and very finely milled. It had nice color payoff, and the pigmentation was buildable, but of course, typical with your matte shades, it was more difficult to get an even coverage and blend the product out evenly. It's not impossible, it's just a little bit more tricky than you'd expect. Rich purple will wear for 8 hours before fading. Fuchsia is a medium to dark fuchsia purple with warm undertones and a chunky texture. This was the glitter of the purple set, and it is not safe for use in the eye or lip area. And that's all 3 pigment sets from the Irresistibly Charming collection. As most of you may know, I am a huge fan of pigments. They're one of my favorite products to use, so overall, I think that these were excellent pigment sets. While it was a tad disappointing that this year's compared to last year's set did include one less pigment for the same price. Why, MAC, why? I can appreciate that they didn't reuse any shades. There's no duplicates. The smaller sizes can be a little bit more difficult to fit your brush into, but you're still getting a reasonable amount of product. So whether you're planning on gifting these sets or picking them up for yourself, they are definitely worth checking out. So be sure to let me know in the comments below if you checked any of these sets from this collection out, if you picked up any of the items from the other 2 holiday collections, or just in general what your thoughts are on MAC releasing so many holiday collections. As always, don't forget to check out my blog for more details, photos, and swatches, as well as like, comment, and subscribe to show your support. If you'd like to give me a follow, I will have all of my social media listed here, as well as down in the description. As I always say, I hope you found this review helpful, and I hope that you're having a fantastic day, and thank you so much for watching.